Welcome into the post-game show presented by Twin Anchors. Pleased to be joined by Silverback assistant coach Carter Cochrane. Following a 3-2 loss to the West Kelowna Warriors, Carter, let's just start with your overall thoughts. How do you think you guys played tonight here in a tight one-goal game?
Yeah, it was, first of all, I thought we got off to a really good start. I mean, our first 10 minutes where we had a lot of jump. We were kind of doing the things that we set out in the game plan. Our O-zone play was really strong, kind of utilizing our point men and bringing our forward up high there. It made them have to work in their D zone, and it led to a great point shot from Lucas Mata on our first goal that tipped in by Chicky there. So, I think that when we're playing at 5-on-5 with those guys, that we can dictate the pace of the game, and that's something that we set out to do in the pregame. And one of the things that just kind of turned the game around a little bit was just the amount we had to kill in the first period. So obviously I have to clean that up a little bit and not allow them to build momentum off their power play tomorrow night.
Now, second period, you find yourself shorthanded again, and yet Simon Tassi, what an effort, gives you guys the lead. Can you just take me through the goal and also Tassi's game, because he definitely stood out?
Yeah, Simon was very noticeable all throughout the game in a lot of positive ways. I haven't seen him have jump like that all year, and I think he's been playing some good hockey lately. So that's not a knock on the way he's been playing. It's just a matter of how he stepped up today. He was a leader almost every time he was on the ice there, and that goal was just kind of the whole package of what Simon brings. He's a 200-foot player who's not just a purely offensive guy, but so he's trusted to be out there on the kill as one of our top guys, and does a great job reading what they're trying to do off their breakout, creates the turnover, and he's got, I think last year a little bit when he made the transition in the league, people questioned his skating. I think if you look at what he was able to do from the blue line there to pull away, to create, and then, the finish was as good as you can, as nice a goal as you're going to see. It's probably the nicest we've had this year. So, he's a guy that's been trending in the right direction all season, getting better and better each night. And I don't think tonight was an anomaly by any means. I think that's just the start of some, hopefully a pretty good run for him here.
Now, two things here. They score 2 goals, of course, in the second period. First off, can you just take me through the tying goal where it seemed like Steinberg, you guys appear to be going one way out of your zone, and then Steinberg left alone in front. And then you also mentioned the habit of allowing late period goals. So that also ended up being the game-winning goal. Can you just take me through, I guess, their 2 goals that eventually held up as the game winner as well?
Yeah, it's tough on that first goal you're describing there, the Steinberg one in front of the net. I mean, our D did a good job moving the puck behind the net, breaking out of that weak side, and then it's just something that you can't let creep into your game. You make that nice play, and then the forward, Penny gets a little bit stuck on the wall there. He tries to make a play to the middle, and it's going to happen. You're trying to get a puck out, you're trying to make plays there, and when there is breakdowns like that, someone's got to step up and be responsible for it. And our D get a little bit puck focused and creep up the ice there and aren't aware of a guy that stays behind. One of the things we knew about these guys going in is a little bit of a tendency to cheat for offense, both leaving their defensive zone early and sticking around late in the offensive zone. So, we break that puck out there, they're leaving a guy at the net, all of a sudden we have an odd man situation going the other way. That's a risk they're willing to take, and it paid off for them in that sense. And I don't want to call it a habit of letting in late goals. If that becomes a habit, we're going to have some pretty somber conversations after games frequently, but it's just game awareness. It's just understanding the situation of the game, and we just got scrambly there, and we collapse back to the net, which is a good thing to do when you're under pressure and you're kind of under siege in a sense like that. And just some interesting decisions by our guys in that sense. I think they were able to work the puck up to a situation where they had 3 guys high. We didn't necessarily identify greatly who the forward was, and it ends up being Evans who's able to sneak into that backside. Shawzy's covering him initially, he rolls to that backside. Shawzy picks up the D-man because he's the winger, and we just lose coverage of that backside of the ice there. And it's this funny little play where Philip Jacques drops his stick. He's fishing for his stick, looking for it there. Puck's right beside him, grabs his stick, they pull the puck out, backdoor goal. And with 11 seconds left, the difference between a 2-2 game going in the third at home and being down 1, in this sense, it ends up being at least a point going into overtime, and instead we're fighting all third period trying to tie the game up.
Can you talk about some of the new guys up front and their impact on the game? Sullivan Mack and Zach Dubinsky. What did you think of their games tonight?
Yeah, I think for the situation those guys were put in coming out of quarantine, and Macker was lucky to practice all week. Doobie only got 2 practices before playing, so it's a kind of throw them right into the fire and see how they do. And I was really impressed with both of them, given them circumstances. They're both guys coming from different levels that are going to have to adjust to the league and figure out how to play their game within it. And Sullivan coming from a lower level in the high school prep league in the U.S. there, and a dominant player in that league. And he's not going to obviously score 44 goals in 30 games in our league here. If he does, we're going to be extremely happy about the addition, but going to temper the expectations a little bit here. But he definitely has some game-breaking abilities, and you saw that. Like I was not expecting him to turn that loose puck into a breakaway. And you talk about Simon Tassi being able to pull away from our blue line. I mean, Macker did a great job of it there too. And he had a couple shots where his release almost caught the goalie by surprise. There's a reason why he's going to a good school like Cornell, and he was able to have the success he had last year at Kimball Union. And I think Doobie's coming in a similar situation. Obviously, he's coming from a higher level at the NCAA, where he had a lot of success at RPI as a first-year guy, and now it's just a matter of kind of figuring out the game now. It's we like to play a structured style here, and it's nothing in comparison to what the NCAA is like, and how the amount that they practice and the amount of time they spend together. You watch some of those games at the college level, and it's it's very rigid in the way they play. And so Doobie's going to have a little bit more freedom to operate here, and it's just about a matter of kind of finding that style again, that play. And you go back to, he's not a guy who played a ton his last year junior going into school, so it's been a while since he's had to experience junior hockey like this, and only coming off of 2 practices. There's a little bit of an adjustment period that's going to happen, but overall, they're really excited about those 2 additions and think that they're only going to get better as the season goes on.
The third Silverback making his debut, local native Mitchell Brown. Can you just talk about his impact and his debut in a Silverback uniform?
Yeah, I mean, we all love Brownie here. Like, just as a local guy, we've had a relationship with him, just dating back to work in hockey schools and things like that. So the fit for him here has been seamless. He's just a really, really good person. Coming from the Western League, he just has fit right in with the guys, just made himself part of the team. One of the guys even before we announced that he was going to be sticking around for a little bit here. So just to have a guy like him, the veteran he is in junior hockey, and the presence he brings with his size, and another guy who hasn't played hockey in a long time with quarantine and everything. He's coming off of a shoulder surgery that ended his season last year. So for a guy that hasn't played in a while, he felt like that. Felt like he was, looked really good out there, battled hard, and just another guy that as we progress here, he's just going to get more comfortable, and he's going to be able to help us more and more.
Lastly here, biggest things that need to change if you guys are going to come out on top tomorrow. What's going to be the focus?
Yeah, I think we have to stick to our game plan. So we want to play our style. We don't want to get lulled into trying to play that back and forth running gun style that they want to play. If we're able to play that, take a structured approach to our game and a disciplined approach, we're going to be able to force a lot of turnovers, catch them cheating for offense, and be able to spend a lot of time in the offensive zone. So second period was a really good example of that. The amount of offense we were able to create from being in good defensive position. Offense is something that we've been working on a lot lately, and I think it was a step in the right direction in terms of creating offense today. And tomorrow, hopefully, our guys got a little bit more confidence and are able to bury on a few chances and hopefully get a better result.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Nate.